let's just say they're flippin' delicious. It is baking season officially right now. Apron on, hands clean, and we're going to get nice and messy. We're going to do 2 cookies today, 2 holiday cookies actually, and fairly easy, very festive. You're going to get a lot of oohs and ahs with these, but that doesn't mean I'm going to make them really difficult for you. So the first recipe that we're going to do, they're called almond pears. That hardly sounds like a cookie, but they are. What do I need? Egg white. And the recipe will call for egg white to be just lightly beaten, frothy, not stiff, really important. So what I have, a drop of really good almond essence. Almond meal, you could use hazelnut if you like. It's not flour, so it's really important that you know that it is ground almonds, not almond flour. We have lemon zest, icing sugar, and then it's going to go directly into the egg white, like so. And then mix it. Now the egg white is simply moistening the ground nuts and the icing sugar. Now we get in with our hands, and you can you see the texture here? I'm able to hold it together, but not so much egg white that it's all oozing out. So now I'm going to take little bits like that. I'm going to form a pear. Think of what a pear looks like. It's bottom heavy, then it goes in, and then it peaks at the top. Now, the nice thing about this is that there's no butter in it, so you can keep them at room temperature. They won't go bad. And then to make them even more pear-ish, we are going to take an entire clove, not ground cloves, but a whole clove. The thick part goes into the pear, into the top of the cookie, and the stem comes out. And they come out looking fantastic. So I've already done a whole tray, and we're going to do another cookie, so you get the gist of what I'm doing. That will go into a 325-degree oven for about 7 minutes. And all we're really doing is just setting the egg white. And then you take them out of the oven, and this is exactly what they look like. Super, super cute. Now these are really good to have sort of on hand. They sit well, they look pretty, and they taste even better. The next cookie we're going to tackle is the classic Florentine. There are many versions, many varieties. I've tried to keep it simple. Some of them call for directly cooking whipped cream and sugar and bringing it to a soft boil stage so that that syrupy consistency will hold the Florentine together. I'm going to show you a super simple way that it works every time. You don't have to do any temperature cooking with a candy thermometer. It's just boom, done. So in goes the brown sugar and the butter. And we're going to cream those little 2 items together till they're smooth. Flour is going to go in, and we're going to incorporate that. We now are going to talk about what makes a Florentine a Florentine. We've got butter, we've got sugar, we've got flour in tiny little portions. There are Florentines in the old day that called for the glacé cherries, the pineapple that was either green or red, really, really sort of heavily sugared, adulterated fruits. I don't cook like that. I've opted for Okanagan sun-dried fruits in its stead. So what I have are sun-dried blueberries from the Okanagan and beautiful sun-dried cherries. And we only need a little bit. We're going to chop this up really fine. In it goes. Flaked almonds. That in itself, if you just wanted to do almonds, that is the original. So a Florentine usually is like this lace cookie with almonds all over the top, but I wanted to take it a little bit further and give it a little bit more texture, hence the dried fruits. That's it. That's what the mixture looks like. You can see it's holding together. Press, even it out, and pop it down. So they look like little balls for the moment. Hands, dip, press. Now, why I'm doing this, as soon as it goes into the oven, the butter and the sugar immediately spread, and what's left is this little hump of almond and fruit at the top. So by doing this, you eliminate the hump. And then, because we have Florentines made. Now, what does a classic Florentine entail? It entails this lace cookie, that is that, but when you turn it over, it must be laden with great chocolate. Always chocolate over a pot of water. You can see I've got a pot of water there. And we're going to smooth a good oozy layer of chocolate on that, oozy. Now I'm using silicone bakeware, a company called US Pan. And I love it because it's embedded with commercial silicone, which means I never ever have to use parchment. If you don't have these, just take your regular old cookie sheet and line it with parchment. If you do not, that cookie will be glued to your pan. Then the final step in a classic Florentine is that there are waves in it, waves on the back of the chocolate. So you're going to take your fork and then you're going to just simply wave that through and let the chocolate set. And when you serve them, you could alternate one, one, one. And they're tremendously delicious because they're super light. So if you just want a cookie after a big heavy meal, you put out a little plate of these and they're not essentially overbearing. To me, that screams Christmas, holiday, cooking, giving, baking, making people happy with sugar, and let's just say they're flippin' delicious.